Hello, welcome to this video where I'm going to introduce you how you can log on to the AWS Academy as a student. So if you are in an institution like Sunway where we are in AWS Academy, we can then enroll students into different courses and allow you to have access to the resources provided by AWS. So if you have received the invitation from your instructor, you should be able to come into this page where you can choose one of this, and as student you want to click on student login, and this is where you may want to then put in your let's say account information, and very fast you will come into this website, right, where you can see this dashboard. Here the navigation, I think you can explore to find out how you want to begin, right, exploring. And usually you'll be welcomed with the courses that your instructor have enrolled you. Like in this case, there's an Academy Learner Lab configured. So for this purpose, I want to show you how you can start your journey with the Learner Lab. So you click on the link and you see there are some instruction here, what you should know, right? Very important here. You have a budget of $50 to use the Learner Lab to practice, and also there are restricted set of AWS services. And this is a part, students, I would like to remind you not to do anything with these resources that is not following the restriction, because it's such a precious resource that has been given for you to learn. And please do not use any services or do anything that may violate, right, the regulation given by AWS. But apart from there, in the past experience, to learn how to spin off EC2 resource, right, to practice the different services is definitely more than enough throughout the semester. So to start the Learner Lab, I would like you to try to go to module, and coming to module here, you should be able to see some of this information provided to you. You can carry out a pre-course survey. You can also look at the student guide to understand better what you can do and what you can't, and so on. To begin using the Learner's Lab, I will guide you how you can do it. So you can see there's a launch AWS Learner Lab function here, right? So once you enter, this is the built-in environment within the instructor environment, where you can see first of all there's a console given to you, and you can see here there's a kind of like indicator telling that the services is now off. That's why it's a red color. You can see the status is terminated. So what I want you to do now before you start exploring is to click on Start Lab, and that's the moment you can see the lab environment will be started. If this is your first time starting this lab environment, it will take a while until the environment is ready, but the subsequent turns, the time needed will be a lot shorter. And you see the status have changed from red color to orange, means it is in creation, is being started, and we will wait a little bit until it turns green. You can see also at this moment something else appeared. For example, how much credits have you used so far? You can see out of the 50, if you just start, you of course only use 0, but later as you use more, this amount will increase. Also, you see here there's this 0400. It's actually a timer. Based on what I understand, the Learner Lab, you can keep it running, and if you do not use it, or if you use it up to 4 hours, then the session will be closed, right? So within, let's say, 3 to 4 hours, it should be more than enough for you to practice how to do this, how to, let's say, test the different functions that you need. Also, while waiting, I would encourage you to look at some of this information so that you can read more about the environment, how to navigate, how you access, right? And also the region restriction. All these are very important information for you to use it in the right way. But you can take your time later if you want to access this. For the more advanced user, if you have already experience with AWS environment, you may even want to check out how you can access the EC2 instance, and also how to do it with SSH, because some may actually want to use a SSH client to access, but I can assure you today, to carry out all the activities, you may not even need to use the SSH client, because there's already the web SSH client that you can use, provided by AWS itself. Okay, so a few more things that you might want to know is you can look at the details of your AWS environment. If you click on this button, you will see now, you can show the command line interface. You can look at the details about your session. You can also see if you need the SSH key for your environment, how to log on. You can get it from here, right? And there's this PEM file or PPK, depending on if you're using the client on Linux, Mac, or even a Windows environment. But as I said, all these are not really necessary for beginner, right? And maybe in much later labs, you may have the chance to learn how to do this, and we can always talk about it. So the rest, like I said, these are the README that you may want to look at. So once it's ready, you can see the status have turned into green color, right? And this is where the environment is ready for you to use. At this point, let me just guide you how you can go into the management console, right? So the status here, you can actually click on it, and very quick, you see you'll be redirected to the management console, where this is the place where you will begin using the AWS services, where you can practice and also learn. So at the console home, you can see the standard information provided to you, like what are the recent services you have used, the region that you are in, and I would encourage you to keep it to North Virginia, because that will be the region you are allowed to carry out all your learning and testing. You can see here is a unique user ID that is linked to your learner's account under AWS Academy, and this should not be mixed up with your own account if you have one. Right, so by using this, it's quite safe that the cost will be charged to the $50 credits that you have throughout the validity of your course or your semester. And from past experience, most of the time students really will not use even close to $50 under normal circumstances. So that's all for this introductory lab, that you can learn how to log on once you have the login information, and this will be the beginning of your AWS journey to understand cloud computing. And I wish you all the best and have fun.